Microphone up? Yeah, it's green.
Can you hear us now?
Hopefully.
Hello, hello.
Because nobody wants to miss what I got to say.
I'm pretty sure it's working now, but let's give it a second. Hello? Hello?
It says no sound.
Yeah, but this is blinking.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hey, you made fun of me and my little Cinderella, Pollyanna, Bambi scene for Alaska.
I didn't make fun of you.
It's
Hang on,
real. It is real. My friend,
Twitter painting?
I don't know about Twitter painting. I don't do Twitter, so I don't know what that is about. But
Bambi! When the spring would hit and then all the little animals were running around giving googly eyes at each other and,
Yeah.
mating season. They called it Twitter painting.
oh
my goodness.
Did you hear what I said? I don't do Twitter.
Oh my gosh. No, I did not hear that.
Anyway,
She apparently don't do Twitter or Bambi.
Allie sent me a picture of a little bunny. Everything's starting to turn a little bit, and the animals are coming out of hibernation and whatever. And there was a little bunny by her. They call it some kind of like bad word, hare, like HARE, but it's a bunny.
We have little cottontails out at our house.
Those really are bunnies.
They are, and they just hop along. They're so relaxing. I love to sit out there and watch the squirrels, and you don't see the rabbits too often, but we try to feed them.
Oh, in my neighborhood, there's rabbits all over.
Maxine says she's late. No, you ain't, hun. We didn't have any sound for like the first 45 seconds.
I know. They didn't even hear me talking about how soft-spoken I was. I was worried about, we're so far away.
We
And
are.
And we switched sides because
The pharmacy is here.
Oh, good.
We've got Allie, we've got the pharmacy, we got Maxine. Now I'm just waiting on the young and the restless to find out how that tornado went. What's the tornado last week?
Yeah, but they got out of it. I mean,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because after that was over, then she was like, okay, I'm refocused.
Probably a
on
mudslide this week. Because we already had a coma, a tornado.
car wreck.
We haven't had a car wreck, yeah. Car wreck. Somebody was, there's all sorts of things.
There's lots of
My life
tragedy.
is no drama, so I can't even dream these things up. Oh, goodness. Let's talk about what, y'all, Kim has been so busy. This is one day that I was actually ready to go before she was.
I literally just slid in and almost like
She did.
slid off of my chair because I just ran back
She
here.
almost knocked over our friend here.
Yeah.
But we're here.
That's right.
And we're going to talk about
Heat-defiant wigs and what you can do to curl them, what you can do to straighten them, what you can do when they fray up in a hot mess like they do. And
everybody's favorite subject.
yes.
You know, I've come to the point where I just realize it doesn't matter if you love them, if you hate them. They're here to stay. They're not going anywhere. They just keep putting more and more out, especially Raquel Welch. Jon Renau really hasn't done, they have a few, but they haven't done as big of a production of theirs like Raquel.
Right.
It seems like everything Raquel puts out is heat defiant.
Mm-hmm. And the problem is when the style's that cute, you just got to have it. You're gonna probably get a
They know
heat-defiant
that.
wig.
They
And
know
so-
they cost more and they last less time, but they're so cute. It's like Kim said, you just got to have it. And so it's like, what do you do? But let's talk about what you have on.
Oh, I have on Mellow. This is the Mellow I wore last week. Had to have it. Put some dry shampoo in it. Still probably needs a little more. It's a little shiny. And this is Silver Sun Root.
Silver Spun.
Silver Spun.
Oh, goodness.
What do you have on?
I have on Eve by Jon Renau. Sorry, I just get
I
caught
can't
up in
see
the
the
comments.
screen, so if I'm not responding, I'm sorry.
It's Sherry's first time live. You made it.
Hi, Sherry. Welcome.
Brenda says that we look lovely, very springy.
Well, we have had some spring rains, more like monsoons lately. But everything's so green and pretty.
May showers,
And
spring.
April
no, it's supposed to be
showers.
April. I was like, wait, something's wrong here. I was trying to put a positive spin on
So
it.
spring's coming alive, and my friend came and planted flowers for me in my backyard, and it looks so pretty. Dug up some
one of
plants.
these days I'll have a yard, and maybe I'll have a friend come plant flowers for me.
I'll come plant flowers for you. I like to plant flowers.
I like to shop for flowers.
Well,
I love to shop for them. I can shop for flowers all day long. But I'm not too good at planting and taking care. But anyway.
Well, I'm not planting them if you're not taking care of them.
I will
tell you
take
that right
care
now.
of them. Because, I mean, just put them in a pot. That way I can switch them out real easy before you come over. Notice that they're gone. Anyway, who else is here? Diane says, bring snow here. Does that mean there's snow where you're at?
I mean, with all the storms and stuff, if it's up north.
Sherry says she also has an appointment June 22nd to come see us.
Yes, you do. You do. I think I made that appointment.
Someone's asking what brand is Mellow. Mellow is Estetica. I put it all down in the comments below, but just in case, there it is. Mellow Estetica.
Okay.
All right, this is.
What do you have on?
I have on Eve.
Did you say
Eve by Jon Renau.
I'm sorry, I didn't listen.
And this is the FS12, the Malibu Blonde. Okay, let's get going.
Okay.
First, I want to show you something. This, I'm sure you guys remember. You met Melinda. She's the new one on the block, and she has been a wig wearer for a long time. And I'm sorry, I have to lean over, but she actually wears unfiltered. And this is her unfiltered, and this is fiery copper. And she decided she wanted to straighten it. Unfiltered comes curly. So what she did was just flat iron it. And so I'm going to put a picture up here of her in it before and then after, so you can see what you can actually do to an unfiltered if you straighten it out. So this is Melinda. So on the left, you can see her before picture. And then on the right, you can see her after. So
both are cute.
Both are really cute. It just changes it totally. And I will say that if you decide you want to get curl back in there, you're never going to get that same curl pattern, because it's a wanded look, and you can try to wand it, but to me you just never get the same curl pattern. But we're going to show you how to put a curl back in if you want to. How many heat defiants do you have?
Right now I just have 2. I have Simmer by Raquel Welch, and I have In Charge by Raquel Welch.
Talk about how they wear.
This is crazy. The Simmer, in the middle of the day I have to take it off because it is so knotted behind my neck and frayed, and I really wear it. I mean, it's kind of a dress-up wig for me, and I really wear it like once, and then I have to bring it in and have them work on it because it's so frayed up. My In Charge, on the other hand, I have worn and worn and worn. I washed it, I think, 2 weeks ago. It came out of the wash and looked exactly like it did the first day I took it out of the box. It has shown no signs of wear. So what we're told is the Memory Cap 3 seems to be wearing better. It's probably made in a different factory, and they're probably doing something different with the fiber. But if you're looking and you want heat defiant, but you really are scared of the fraying, my In Charge wore beautifully. I've not seen anybody come back with an In Charge that had any fraying issues. Simmer, I can guarantee you will fray up in a hot mess every time.
And this has been redone several times. So this isn't the way the curl pattern looks when it's new. It kind of has more of a, kind of like the unfiltered, which is more like a BG wave when it first comes out. But this is a little bit more curled, like more set. I did want to say, this is my own conspiracy theory, and I think I've said this for 3 weeks now, about that Memory Cap 3. I just think that that's kind of an excuse, that they're really trying to improve the fiber, but I think they don't really want to get people's hopes up yet, just in case. But it just feels totally different.
I think I said that a little bit nicer than you.
I can't be nice. I mean, after last week, I don't think anybody expects us to be nice. I'm sorry. That just goes to show you, when we do a review, if you haven't watched last week's review, you can watch it. They don't pay us.
Having said all of that, I put a Flatter Me on a lady this morning, and Alyssa trimmed a bang in it, and it was so pretty on her.
It just definitely flattered her.
That goes back to, I don't care how ugly you think a wig is, there is the right person for every wig. And she looked so pretty in it, and I was so pleased. She wanted a very particular length, and that it was kind of the last resort. It's like, well, let's try this, and it worked, and it was beautiful. So, but yeah, we're honest.
So I have to address this. I'm so sorry. Sue's asked me. Okay, I borrowed Kim's eyeshadow last week, and I tagged you, but I guess you didn't see it, and she wanted to know what it was. So I told her I would have to ask you. I don't know what it was. What's the eyeshadow palette that I asked to borrow of yours?
Give me like 30
She's gonna find out. I typically always, the most affordable eyeshadow brand out there that I think is the absolute best, in my opinion, for an affordable price, is Morphe. And I'm telling you, their palettes are cheap, and that's usually what I wear. But Kim has these beautiful colors, and I'm like, I have to try that. I want it. And of course, I want it now, so I'm going to have to go buy it. But she's going to check on it for you. So I'll just talk about when you get a heat defiant wig, the one thing you want to make sure is that you don't brush it. I mean,
sorry, I bumped into the camera.
You don't want to use one of these brushes. These are great for your regular fiber wigs, but when it comes to heat defiant, this is a no-no. Go ahead and tell
Okay. So this is well loved, as you can see, but it's called Soft Glam by Anastasia, and that's what the inside of it looks like. You can tell what I've used the most of. Anyway, I love this eyeshadow palette. I love the fact that it has intense color without getting it all over your face when you put it on.
Like, yeah. Okay, so when you get your heat defiant, back to that, no brushing. What you want to use, this is from Jon Renau. You've all seen these. Any type of wide tooth comb or pick. If everybody has one of these laying around. This is really, it's okay, but it's not wide enough. You really want to use something that has, trying to show it, something wide like this. So just make sure you just kind of start at the bottom. Always kind of work your way through it. You never want to yank. One of the best descriptions that I don't even know who told it to us, but that we ever got for this fiber is to think of it like curling ribbon. So, you know, the more tension you put on it, the more it kind of springs up and gets kind of, what is that word I'm looking for?
Curled.
Kinky.
Curling ribbon?
Yeah, but when it gets kind of kinky. So the same thing with this. So you don't want to put any more pressure on it than you have to. And there are specific products made for this. Specifically by Jon Renau.
Like what?
I just happened to have here.
Well, you know, I didn't make a contribution and bring that up here.
So Kim, she's got to do all the talking, and then she started working, and now she doesn't even know what we're doing. Anyway, Jon Renau has 2 specific products. When it comes to shampoos, you can pretty well just make sure you're good. If it's for synthetic fiber, you're good with whether it's heat defiant or regular. But Jon Renau makes the Heat Treat Thermal Spray. So, and they also make this HD Smooth Detangler, which kind of, they kind of get mixed up. And so it's one has a particular use and the other has another particular use. So we're going to talk about the difference in that because it kind of is a gray area. The HD Smooth Detangler, this is something you can actually use every day. So what you would do, and we're going to demonstrate it with Kim's wig right here. What do you want me to do? Just hold it up. Where the most fraying is usually at the bottom and on the inside, but just take your smooth detangler and spritz it in, and then use your wide tooth comb and just work it through. This is supposed to keep the fibers from getting frizzy and to cut down on static and to keep them from tangling as bad. I can't personally speak to that because this is the only heat defiant that I wear and it's short. So, but if you want something that you can use every day, you would get the Heat Treat Detangler, the HD Smooth Detangler. All right, next product, the Heat Treat Thermal Spray, and it is just what it says. It's to use and it's activated by heat. So if you start to heat style your wigs, whether it's a curling iron, a flat iron, anything like that, then you would want to use the thermal spray.
We have a question about that I can actually read about the detangler. Can you use that on regular fiber? Will it work?
I don't see why you would. I personally think these products are pretty heavy from Jon Renau, and so if you don't have a heat defiant, I wouldn't do it.
Maybe use the leave-in conditioner instead.
Yes. This is, if you know me, you know this is my favorite product. It's almost empty.
I really didn't even know that was coming.
You didn't?
No.
Well, my goodness, you don't know me at all. I work with her all the time. This is my favorite product. I think the Restore from Hair You Wear, I kind of use it across the board. So unless you specifically want the Jon Renau products, which are great, if you have this, you can use it too. So just Restore. You just want to, anytime you put any kind of heat, which the only time we ever really suggest heat, without fail, is one of these beauties, which is your best friend if you have wigs. We're going to show you that. But anyway, let's go back. I want to show you Melinda's picture again. So that is her on the left with it straight from the box when she kind of got out and put some product in it. And I don't know how many times she'd worn it. It wasn't straight from the box maybe. But And then she flat ironed it with just a regular flat iron and brought those curls out. So this is that wig. So say for instance, you've done this and you want to add some curl back to it. And Jessica's asking on Facebook right now, when you apply heat to heat friendly, it's permanent, right? It is permanent until you change it. So as long as this is flat ironed, every time she washes it, every time Melinda takes it out of the water, it's going to come back just like it is. So same thing, if you put curl in it, it'll come back like it is. So you want to add anything?
No.
I'm just talking all the time. If you have a flat iron, you can use it on these wigs. Just make sure you read your tag and you know what wig you've got and you're using the right temperature setting. We use a babyless. It does not have the degrees on here. It just has numbers 1 to 50. I typically stay around 10 or under. You want to use the least amount of heat to get the result you want without going over, because it's just will gradually just wear that fiber down.
Optimally, your curling iron would have the degrees on it. Obviously, Misty's been doing this a long time, and so she's comfortable with the numbers, and she's tested a lot of the fibers and that type of thing. So just because it's 10 on the babyless, it doesn't mean it's going to be 10 on a different flat iron. So just be careful with that, because you can burn your heat defiant as well if you go too hard.
Absolutely. So just, you know, take whatever number range you have and like cut it in a quarter or something, like, just kind of think of it like that. And obviously if it doesn't straighten it out, then go up a notch or two. But this is what I do. And I know that I say don't brush it, but when you have your section out, you're going to have something, if you're straightening it, to kind of help pull that through. So this is what I would do if I were straightening this wig, which is automatically straight right now, so it doesn't matter. But I would just spray it with whatever spray I'm using, because you want to use something that's moist. It's the dry heat that really gets to the wigs. Kim, you're just sitting there smiling like a little mannequin. You're so cute.
What does that mean?
It's just cute. You're just like sitting there all pretty.
I'm reading because someone's saying that we're too far away today, and last week was entertaining, so I guess we need to try to be entertaining today too.
Yeah, but I can't get any closer and show what we're doing. This is an object lesson. So just, you're going to want to pull it through. And I typically take my comb or white, whatever I'm using, and just kind of just smooth it out. And then kind of just maybe a couple times until you feel like it's straight enough. And then just kind of let it sit there and cool down a little bit. And then you've got that's how you would do it. And it just smooths everything out. Now, if you're going to add a curl, there are several ways to do this. Let me see if we can move up. Can you move up? It's just hard to get everything in the shot. Okay, so if you're going to want to add a curl, let's pull it down and do it on top.
Oh, this is much better.
Is that better?
Yeah, because I can see comments. Minnesota.
All right. First, I'm going to show you by using the hot air brush. This is the smaller one. They used to be this color. So if you still have one that's this color and you see us using a black one, it's the same exact thing. They just merged companies from Helen of Troy to Hot Tools. So just use whichever. I'm going to use the smaller one because I want a little bit tighter of a curl. So this is what I would do. Now you have to be patient. So usually when I'm starting to do this, I turn it on and let it kind of warm up.
Someone says they just bought that eye color palette.
She really wanted it. I mean, she asked me a few times. Okay, so this is what I do. I just start working it through and going in the direction of the curl that I want. And I do that just to kind of, I need to touch my phone, just to kind of get the fibers start to kind of warm up, and so they'll start going in the direction and bending in the direction that I want them to go. So you can tell I'm putting my hand on this so it's not getting too hot. What?
Kim Myers is saying I can attest that you guys are working in a very, very small space, because she's been here and she's seen it, but she was here when I wasn't here, so I missed her.
So when you just use your hand, and when it gets to the point where you're like, okay, that's nice and warm, and you feel the fibers are getting warm, that means they're starting to kind of go in the direction you want, and they'll hold the heat better. If you just stick it on there and do it for 5 seconds and you think, well, they sold me this product, it's not going to work, you have to have some patience with this. So you have to have patience and use small sections.
It's also pretty important that if you're going to do this, you've got the right setup, because if you have a styrofoam head, this is going to be very difficult to do. You really need a block and a clamp. This is a tripod that's made for this, but a clamp that you can clamp to your countertop is going to work best. Otherwise, you're going to have a really, really hard time doing anything in the way of styling.
So then when I realized that, okay, I've got the kind of the general shape that I want, then I just kind of wrap it. I don't ever tuck the ends. I just kind of wrap it and take my fingers and hold the ends, and I let it sit there for maybe 5 seconds, and then I just turn it off. And if you ever wonder if you've ever sent your wigs to us to style, or you wonder why we might charge so much to do it, this is because this process is a long process. You definitely have to have patience. So we're going to let this cool down. If you don't let it cool down, you're going to pull it out and it's just going to hang there. You're going to think, oh, it's not working, it's not working. So Carol's saying, remember to let it curl.
Cool.
Let the curl cool before you pick it. Yes, that's what happens. You got to let it cool. Even if you ever went to cosmetology school with our own hair, that's the way they taught us to do it. Curl it and then pin it. And the thing, if you ever wonder what this little thing here for is on these hot tools, you just do it and it has a curl release, so you can release it and then you can see you've got your curl. I really like the beachy wave curl, so I don't like a real tight curl, but that is just set in there with nothing but the hot tools. What are you? I thought you were laughing.
I look like the wife on Home Improvement.
Yes, you do.
Who's that? Patricia Richardson?
Something like that. Yeah. So that's with just the hot tools, and I know it's kind of hard to see. We'll move it around like that, but it gives it that nice kind of just loose kind of beachy wave. Let it all cool down, and then when it's all done, then you can give it a good shake. But now I'm going to show you how to do it if you have a curling iron. So take your neck section, give it a little spray.
Donna says she's styled a couple of her heat with. She styled a couple on my head. Probably not recommended, but she's a rebel.
I love her.
I love
She's
Donna.
So cute. Okay, so same thing. You're gonna curl this around the direction you want to go. I always curl away from the face. It's just me. You're gonna hold it there for a few seconds, and then this curling iron is turned down pretty low. So whenever you pull it off, just kind of hold it in place. Same thing, hold it. I get real fancy and I usually blow on it, but we have this wonderful client and he sends all these little fans. But anyway, then you can see you get a tighter curl from a curling iron, but you have to hold it there, because if you don't, I'm going to show you what happens. One more example. So if you just think, oh, I'm going to curl this like I would my own hair, and you come in here and you wrap it around here, I'm like, okay, it's curled. See, it didn't do a thing. It didn't do a thing. You have to cold set it. So many people think they got a heat-defiant wig and it's going to curl just like your human hair would. It doesn't.
Someone's asking what you sprayed. It's the Jon Renau Heat Treat Thermal Spray. Use that?
I use the Restore.
Oh.
I haven't, yeah. Now, earlier on your wig, just to show, I did use this, but no, on the heat ones, I only use Restore. Okay.
And we did a video, I don't know, a year and a half ago maybe, of Misty taking my Eve, which she has on Eve, and she curled it for me, and it turned out so cute. So if you are interested and want to see some more information, we do have another video on curling a heat-defiant wig.
Yes. I've never curled mine, but Kim's is so cute when we curled it. The only difference in ours is that she had the 12FS8 and I wear the 12FS12. All right. So, what else, Kimberly?
Someone's asking if you can use the curlers with the steamer and wait for them to dry.
You could. It'll give you a lot of curl. We even use, and I learned this from her mom, Mimi, if you're watching, those old-fashioned hot rollers, the electric rollers that don't have, they're the plastic ones. They don't have the velvet kind of.
And it had like the horseshoe thing that clipped on. We all wore them in probably not everybody's as old as me, but we wore them in high school in the car on the way to school. Yes,
and they hurt your head. You're like, but you can use those. I mean, you're not going to get as modern of a curl as maybe you would from doing something like this where, you know, you're getting that beachy wave, but you will get curl out of it.
Yeah.
So most of the time we use those for women who want that more set, fixed, teased kind of style. But yeah, you can use that.
Eve is Jon Renau.
Yes, heat-defiant Jon Renau. And mine has, I told Kim this morning, I'm like, I think this is almost ready to go. I've worn it out. The lace is, I've worn it out. But I just can't get rid of it.
I know, it's hard to get rid of a wig because you think you could always have it as, you know.
Well, I think every time I wear it, I'm going to put it up just one more time. And then I get it out to wear it, and I'm like, okay, this has got to go. But just one more time. And then I end up putting it up, and I'm just like...
I mean, old wigs come in handy if you've got an outdoor festival or something that you're going to, and you don't want to wear your good wig. I mean, an old wig's great for that.
Deb is bringing up a good point. Lange, and I guess that's how you say it. I've used some of their products, but I haven't used the styler that she has. It's called the La Duo. I have seen reviews on it, and it gets really good reviews. I don't know.
Sounds like you're speaking another language. What product are you talking about?
I'm bilingual. Remember?
I'm trilingual.
Quattro. I even had queso for breakfast. I mean, what more can you ask for? I'm just all things to all people. But I don't know, and Deb, you can answer this for me. The only thing I wish, this would be perfect if it did have a cool shot, but it doesn't. So she says that one has a cool shot. Is it plastic? I mean, kind of comment and let us know. If it is, then that might be something that we might want to order and try. Just because we always want to try whatever's out there.
That's right. Now, what if you wore your wig and you got heat defiant and you didn't have the information you had to care for it, and the next thing you know, it's just a frizzy hot mess back here? What do you do then?
You call whoever sold it to you and say what's going on, because you're just gonna have to. What do you mean? What? Ask me again.
So can you take the curling iron or the flat iron to kind of iron, even, you know, there's a point of no return, but if you notice it's frizzy and now you want to get that frizz out, would you use your thermal heat and flat iron or iron it in the same method that you did here?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would, just right at the nape especially. But I mean, this actually, my nape of this one hasn't worn as bad as up in here. But that's probably because I put so much product and I'm always heat styling.
And when I got my Jon Renau Elizabeth, which was years ago, I really didn't understand how the fiber wore. And before I knew it, it was frayed. And that was my favorite wig. I love that wig.
It was.
And so I let it go too long before we actually got a hold of it and did the right thing to it.
Okay, Deb responded back that it has a metal plate, but has a very, I think she meant cool setting, and is worked well and unfiltered. I'm going to caution you 1,000 times. Don't get a new styling product and try it on your best, most favorite wig. I don't care what it is. Even if you get it from us and it's one of these that I tell is always 100% safe on every fiber. If you get one of these from us and you get it home, don't take your favorite wig and do it. Take something to practice on. I mean, it's just like when I get new makeup or something. I don't try it out right before I'm going to, go to church and get on stage. I'm going to try it out with Kim and say, what does this look like? But, just make sure that you really know what you're doing and read the information that comes with your wigs. Now, Jon Renau typically comes with a little pamphlet. Sometimes they don't get put in there, but it talks about all their fibers. So if you just look at that and you happen to look at the one that says human hair and you're not paying attention, and it says, you can do whatever to it, and you, in a sense, gotten a regular fiber wig, you're going to ruin it really quick. So if you ever have any questions on a style, you can contact us and we'll tell you what you can and can't do.
Someone's asking about my color without a root.
Well, it depends on what's
Tea Platinum by Tonya Beverly is going to be pretty close. There's no root in that. Doesn't have very much color dimension. Platinum Pearl by Noriko, but they make very few styles in that color.
Biscuit
by Raquel Welch.
In fact, I was going to put this on just to show the difference, but this is Biscuit, so it's really close, and it comes without a root. I mean, compared to that, it looks really dark, but it's not.
Yeah.
But Silverstone Root is just one of those colors it's hard to...
I wish they would. What?
Aren't they doing something new? Speaking of Estetica.
Yes. They are now making Ocean.
Reeves.
in Reeves, thank you, in their coffee house collection. So that's exciting that they've expanded that collection. And they also came out with some petite wigs, which we're going to...
Yes, Kimberly Myers came in wearing that wig, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. We have to have this. In fact, I'm ordering it today for one of my clients that she wears jet. She kind of has a petite head like you, Kimberly. And so I'm like, well, you know, this is what you got to have.
Deborah, you're right. Glazed vanilla is similar. What the biscuit is a heat-defiant color, but glazed vanilla is their regular fiber color, and it is very close.
Yes.
You're right.
Someone asked.
Oh, the new color, the 1622.
Yes,
the
that
sweet
would be
cream.
close.
I think it's called sweet cream. That is going to be really close.
I think we haven't had one here somewhere.
You find it? Oh, we have it in charge. Nice.
They don't make it in that many things, but yeah, that's really similar.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit more gold, but not by much.
Well, it's hard to get close to how silvery and cool this is, because it only looks warmer when you put it here.
Right.
If you hold it out here, you can see it's really super light, but it's got some color dimension to it.
Barb is asking, with synthetic wigs, should they be sprayed with Restore after each wear? I don't spray mine after every wear, but I also don't wear really long ones. So if you wear long styles, then it might be beneficial for you to always... I usually tell people it's like a run in pantyhose, if you remember wearing pantyhose. If it starts, you have to stop it before it gets bad. So it's the same thing with the knotting under the nape with a long wig. Just, yeah, every night I would probably spritz that down and make sure you get those tangles out.
And the product that Misty recommends for getting it all chunky and piecey is the Jon Renau Peace Out Cream. Someone was asking about that.
Yes. And watch that video from a couple weeks ago to learn how to use that.
Right. You're bossy.
I am bossy. But I just, the thing is, if you haven't ever used a pomade or any kind of wax or any kind of thing like that, you just think, oh, well, I'm just going to dip my fingers in and just kind of do it like this and get it piecey. But that's not how that works. It's better, to really work it in and to work it from your palms and emulsify it. So, yes, I'm bossy, but I don't want you to just drench your wig in something. You're going to have to shampoo it because it's pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and it's easy to do. A little bit goes a long way. So, you don't want to take a little bit and do one piece and now it's all yucky. You got to wash it.
Carol says, my hair is shiny, white, and platinum, no dark root. So why I want bright color with no root? Yep, everybody's different.
Everybody's got their color. I do.
So. My hair is not bright and shiny. So if I wear blonde, I have to have a root and a tie in my eyebrow, which I fill in. So I guess I could make that whatever color I wanted.
You could.
Oh, goodness.
All right. What else is coming up?
Memorial Day.
Oh, when is that? Like 2 weeks?
2 weeks. I get a long weekend. Did you know I get a long weekend that weekend?
I know. I made that happen.
She did. She's good to me.
Oh
There always comes a point. This when I was married, it was the same way. Not that I'm comparing you to my ex-husband. Trust me. But there would always come this point when he's like, okay, you need to go visit, because we lived away. You need to go visit your family. Because he could tell I was just getting like so frustrated, and I was just like, all stressed and all that. It's the same way here at work, because I get really frustrated and I start complaining and stressed, and Kim's like, you need a long weekend.
Yeah,
you need a couple of days off.
I'm like, I got you covered.
Oh, goodness.
Nolan by Renee Paris,
I'll read it out. Can you see it? Lori on Facebook is asking, are you familiar with Nolan by Renee Paris? Do you have a recommendation of something that I can put on her before I wear her to help keep her from tangling? Her stick straight, super silky fibers are usually already tangled before they even get to the car. She is low. Her density is very low. If you're not familiar with Nolan, it is that stick straight, really sleek style. The best thing I can tell you to do is to get a hot air brush and just spray it down underneath and keep that, because once those fibers start to kind of get a little, I don't want to say gnarly, what's the word I'm looking for?
matted?
A little matted and a little rough.
Frizzy?
It's like they just kind of stick together, and it's like Velcro. So the idea is to get them as smooth, straight as you can again. So you're going to want to do that almost everywhere with something like that.
All right. Deborah wants to know if we're going to show the new hats. Okay, that's a whole
Yes, we need to show the new hats.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can do it right now.
We can't do it right now, but we can maybe do it this week. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll go live again on the fly.
On the fly. Well, it's got to be tomorrow because I'm off on... No, it's got to be Friday. When are you off?
Saturday.
We'll do it Friday.
I've got a long weekend this weekend.
Friday.
Okay, yeah, we will because, I think you heard Misty said order hats, and I follow instructions really well. And, I mean, I ordered hats. We've got a lot. So.
It took me like 3 days to get all those on the computer. They are all on the website, except for... Do I even want to show this?
It's cute.
I know, but as soon as I do it, somebody's going to say, I want it, and I don't even have it on the website.
What's not on it? Oh, this is cute. Okay, every time we go on, when I go to reorder, I find a new style that they've done for the sun hats. So this was my discovery this week, and it is so cute. And they did the underside in 2 different patterns. We only got one of these, and we got the rest are like this.
No, we have 2 and 2. Oh no,
we
right.
don't. That's
one stripe.
So what they do, I love this company. They repurpose fabric. So when other companies have made whatever quantity they're going to make in clothes, then they buy up the rest of the fabric, and so they'll have different patterns that they'll do, and once that pattern's gone, it's gone. But I love the fact that they repurpose it and do something with it.
I like the fact that this one is I love this because I don't do patterns very well. I don't know how to. I swear I always have on jeans every day of my life, because if it doesn't go with jeans, I don't wear it because I don't know how to match things. This, having a solid color, is cute, but it gives you just a little bit of fun under there.
Jessica's asking if we're having trouble with inventory. It's hit or miss. We are in back order situations with some things. In fact, I talked to my rep yesterday for Jon Renau, and after being told that one wig was back ordered till August 31st, we were talking about a different wig, and she said, I'm going to tell you into September for that. So it depends on the color, it depends on the style. I can't just say, oh, this particular style is really back ordered, because it's hit or... In fact, one of the wigs that we ordered, I can't believe was back ordered. It's just kind of a staple, and it was back ordered. So you can't predict. Having said all that, 90% of the time we're getting our shipments like clockwork. It's coming in, it's in stock.
Good news on that. The Starlies are in. Well, they're on their way.
They're shipped.
So if you've been waiting on a Starly in a color that's been back ordered forever, like Kahlua, it's on its way. And if you ordered an Alva in melted marshmallow that immediately went on back order, those all got shipped.
Speaking of melted marshmallow,
hold that thought. But it's back on back order again. I think we have 1 melted marshmallow. Anyway, now speaking of melted marshmallow,
so I called our rep and placed our order for the skies in melted marshmallow. I called her back the following morning and upped the order. And then I called her back like an hour later and said, just double it, because several of you kind of like that wig. So while I had her on the phone, I said, you know what, we're getting so many requests for large cap. What do I need to do to get a large cap? And she's like, oh, you already approved the color? We'll just put that in with this order. So we are getting the sky in melted marshmallow in large cap. That is going to be a very limited quantity. So it's, everything we do is first come, first serve. So if you want that, you can order it. It is on the website.
The large cap is not on the website yet. I will get that done today. I was still waiting just to make sure. In fact, I talked to you about that yesterday, but I got sidetracked. I will get it on there. Give me about an hour for the large cap. And a lot of you emailed, and I responded with, I'm not sure if we're going to do it. Well, you heard it straight from her. We are going to do it. So just make sure you give me about an hour.
I just wanted to make sure they could do it. I'm just excited that because we already approved the color and everything that we can get it. So.
You're not going to put your cute hat on? Okay. I kind of don't want to take it off. Makes me want to go somewhere where I can actually wear it.
It's cute.
It is cute.
It doesn't match my outfit, though.
Well, mine doesn't match mine either. I'm wearing navy.
It doesn't matter, though.
All right, let's take one more question. Sherry says on Facebook, wanted to wait to the end to ask, but the weather in Houston is horrible right now, but it's getting better. So I wanted to check with you to see how the weather and flooding in Dallas. That's not a question about wigs. You'll be good. I think you'll be good at the end of June. If it floods here, it's usually for just a few hours.
Well, and we're about to just dry up.
Yep, we'll be in a drought by the time you
No,
get here.
I've been in Houston when there was a storm and flooding and having to take the loop all the way around because it flooded so much. We don't flood like that.
Yeah, no, it's never like that here. Alrighty.
All right. Well, got it done. Of course.
I don't know if anybody actually got anything out of that, but we did it.
All right. Well, now we know. And we've got cool stuff coming up, and we'll show you guys the hats because there's a ton of them. That will be a marathon. And they're cute.
Let's just make sure we'll just wear like an all black shirt because we want to show you all. We got some really cute colors.
Yeah. And we got different colors. All right.
We keep looking at each other like, are we done?
I know, I keep looking. No, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Again, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, which we're firing up to be more active on that.
Yes. And I'm so sorry. Just one more question. I just saw it and it needs to be answered. Someone asked, do you use the high or low setting on the airbrush? You can use the high. I always use the high. So high is okay as long as you're using the plastic one like we got.
Yes.
All right.